Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. This is video number 3 in our geometry unit. Just to let you know, this is episode 3, titled Trapezoids. We're going to talk about the area of trapezoids in this video, and your objective for the lesson is, as a student, you should be able to calculate the area of a trapezoid. I'm going to let you know that you will need graphic organizer number 4, and we will be working on side number 1. You will also need your iStep Grade 6 Mathematics reference sheet that does have the formulas listed below. You will need to refer to that at any time during this video. And I will also tell you that this one is the most difficult of all of our videos. This is the most difficult formula to use as well. So make sure that you take the time to pay attention to this one. This video will be slightly larger and longer, and unfortunately for you, that means a little bit more work, but in the end it'll be worth it and you will be ready for your iStep. Your goal for this video is to find the area of trapezoids, but you're going to need to know some certain vocabulary. Number one, you need to know what a trapezoid is. You need to know the base of a trapezoid, and you need to know the height of a trapezoid. Alright, what's a trapezoid? Well, really simply, a trapezoid is a quadrilateral with exactly one pair of parallel lines, and what we mean by parallel is that they are going the same direction, okay, and they will never cross, and they are always the same distance away. Okay, these other two will eventually cross. They're two red ones, those two legs, and so those are not parallel sides. The ones in purple, those ones are. All right, moving on. Okay, each pair of the parallel sides is called a base. So those flat lines that you see right there that will not cross, that are parallel, okay, those are the base. Okay, on this one it just happens to be the top and the bottom, but it could be sideways, and that's where it gets tricky. All right, the non-parallel sides are called legs. We don't really need to know that, but for future references, you might need to know that. Okay, and the height of the trapezoid is just the shortest distance straight up and down between the two bases. All right, and that's really important. If you look back at this one, you will see that once again, you notice that it comes with the 90-degree angle symbol. Generally, that's what you need to use. Okay, those are going to be connecting the two bases, and it's going to tell you the height. That's your little trick for geometry. All right, now we got to be a little bit careful. This is a trapezoid. Now, this entire thing is a trapezoid, so we got to be a little bit careful. Okay. Now, unfortunately, this thing, it's really confusing, so we're not going to look at that. Here we go. This is the one we need to use, and I would suggest that you write this in your notes next to the formula. Okay. The formula is down at the bottom. Okay. It is 1/2 times the height times, in parentheses, base 1 plus base 2. Okay, so now we need to be a little bit careful. First off, the height. Well, that one's right there. And that's straight up and down. Base 1 and base 2. Now, honestly, it doesn't matter which one you use as long as you use both of them, because you're simply adding them together. I a lot of times say the bottom one is base 1. This visual says the top one is base 1. Doesn't matter. Ladies and gentlemen, goes here, and that one goes in here. Okay. In words, the area is simply 1/2 the height times the base 1 plus base 2. Remember, you are adding in this one, which makes it more difficult. Okay. That being said, we're going to find the area of this trapezoid. This is example number 1. It is not labeled, but you need to write it in your notes. So we're going to go ahead and get started. First thing we need to do is we need to write the formula. We always write the formula down because we get points on our iStep. So this is how I write it down. Area equals 1/2 times the height times, in parentheses, base 1 plus base 2. The second thing you should do is go ahead and plug in your numbers. The height is 5 inches, base 1 is 6 inches, base 2 is 8 inches. We're going to go ahead and plug those in. Now, when you do this, you actually have to follow the order of operations. There is 2 parentheses, but remember the 5, there's nothing to do inside it. Now, however, 6 plus 8, there is something you can definitely do inside it. So you need to go ahead and add those together. First, 6 plus 8 is 14. So what we should have is 1/2 times 5 times 14. Now, we're going to go ahead and multiply those together. Now, if you multiply those together, you can take 1/2 of 5. You can do that with your calculator because you have one, right? You should still be using your calculator. If you don't have one, get one. Or you can take half of either of those numbers. For example, half of 5 is 2.5 times 14, or half of 14 is 7 times 5. Okay? If you go ahead and do that, you're going to get 35. However, we do need our label, which happens to be 35 square inches, or 35 inches squared, and that should be your answer for the first one. Ladies and gentlemen, this is everything that you need on all of these problems. We're going to go ahead and show you many more. Here we go. Example number 2, this one we need to write our formula. We have area equals 1/2 times the height times base 1 plus base 2. Okay, and this one's one of those where you're going to have to be kind of neat because you don't want your plus sign and your multiplication sign to get all screwed up. So we're going to go ahead and plug in the numbers. That's the second thing we're going to do. 1/2 times the height. The height is how far up and down. That's 4. Base 1 and base 2, we have 4 inches and 7 inches. Right, go ahead and add those together. Alright, so there we go. That's our second line. Now what do we do first? Well, it's just like order of operations. We add 4 plus 7 first. So we get area equals 1/2 times 4 times 11. And we go ahead and do 1/2 times 4. 1/2 times 4 equals 2 times 11. And 2 times 11 equals 22. We need our label. Look, we have inches. So it's inches squared. Area equals 22 inches squared. That is example number 2. Alright, example number 3. Here we go. We have area equals 1/2 times the height times, in parentheses, base 1 plus base 2. We're going to go ahead and plug in the numbers. Area equals 1/2 times our height, which in this one is 4, times base 1 plus base 2, which happens to be 6 plus 8. Look at that. 6 plus 8, I'm going to do that first because we do the order of operations. We have 1/2 times 4 times 14. Go ahead and multiply 1/2 times 4. That would give us 2 times 14. And 2 times 14, our area equals 28 inches squared. Nice job. Okay, area equals 28 inches squared. We have one more to go. One more example. Alright, this is example number 4. Here we go. Once again, we go ahead and write our formula. Area equals 1/2 the height times base 1 plus base 2. Alright, we're going to go ahead and do that. Area equals 1/2. What is the height for this one? Well, the height on this one is 5. So we're going to go ahead and put that one in. Times base 1 plus base 2. Base 1 is 1 plus 6. 1 plus 6, well, that gives us 7. So we have area equals 1/2 times 5 times 7. All right, and now you have the opportunity to decide what you want to do. Ladies and gentlemen, you have a calculator. Okay? So you can go ahead and plug these in however you want to do it. But I will show this one in a little bit different way. So area equals, I'm going to go ahead and do 5 times 7 first because those are whole numbers. So area equals 1/2 times 35. And 1/2 of 35, I would simply do 1/2 times 35, put it over 1, cannot pre-simplify, so area equals 35 over 2, which if I simplify equals 17 and 1/2 inches squared. Now you could have also said, if you did it as a decimal, 17.5 inches squared. Either one of those is okay, but that is your answer. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, right now, I know this video is a little bit longer. You have the requirement of doing these 3 as independent practice. In just a second, I will write the answer and the numbers you should have put in for the formula. I will not solve the entire thing. I will just give you the answers and the formula you should have filled out. Go ahead and pause the video. Do those now. Alright, and I am back. Here we go. This is what you should have had. As your formula, you should have had 1/2 times 7 times 11 plus 7. And if you would have done that total, you would have gotten 63 meters squared. Okay, that's your first one. Next one, you should have area equals 1/2 times 14 times 16 plus 10. And that would have given you 182 feet squared. That is a giant trapezoid. Alright, last one. Here we go. You should have had area equals 1/2 times 5 times 20, and that would have given you 50 centimeters squared. Ladies and gentlemen, those are your 3. You now have an exit ticket. You will need to show this exit ticket to Mr. Williams once you are done. It's just a quick check. Go ahead and do these 3, and once you are done, you will get your wonderful worksheet. Ladies and gentlemen, don't forget, you have the ability to use your calculator. If you need help using it at any time, just ask me or one of these computer or calculator specialists within our classroom. I'm out.